Hey guys, so I'm on my way to Amsterdam to meet Maarten Steendam of TelegraafTV, who's going to show me all about his work. He's a journalist, a news anchor, and he's also a voiceover for Telegraaf, one of the biggest newspapers and news channels in the Netherlands. I'm super excited to meet him and learn about, more about queuing, more of interviewing, so let's see what it brings me. Beforehand, Maarten said he couldn't promise that we would actually have some studio time. But since his colleague was waiting on his studio guest, we could sneak in between. The hardest part of autocue reading is trying to understand when to emphasize a word. The insight Maarten gave me was just emphasizing new information. Yet it seems so unnatural if it's a short piece of news and you want to keep the viewer's attention. At some point you start to emphasize everything. According to Maarten, always write the autocue text yourself, so it's easier to fall back on your way of talking if you forget a word, for instance. He also taught me that you have to read from the middle of the screen, otherwise you're not looking into the eyes of the viewer. And you will see I'm not completely looking at you. Oh, and multitasking is essential. You are controlling a pedal at your feet for running the text, then reading text out loud, and most importantly, you can't forget to smile at imaginary viewers. I now have so much respect for news anchors.
Je hebt agenten die gewoon hun werk doen en je hebt agenten die zulke grote helden zijn dat ze zonder nadenken hun eigen leven op het spel zetten. Gezin thuis of niet.
Oké, komt-ie hè. Opname in 3, 2, 1.
Je hebt agenten die gewoon hun werk doen. En agenten die zulke grote helden zijn dat ze zonder na te denken hun eigen leven op het spel zetten. Gezin thuis of niet. Het verhaal speelt zich af in de Chinese stad Xingong. 2 weken geleden breekt hier brand uit in een appartementengebouw. Onze held is toevallig in de buurt, hoort iemand roepen, bedenkt zich geen moment en snelt zich naar binnen. Maar je krijgt vooral kippenvel als je hoort hoe hij nog even snel zijn vrouw belt. We also practiced interviewing skills. The 2 biggest takeaways are: learn your first question for the guest by heart, so you can fire it right at him or her. This makes the transition from intro to interview very sharp. Secondly, a great question to end with is, what's next? It fits into almost every context and gives opening to the interviewee to do a call to action like where to buy her book or stay tuned for what they'll be working on the upcoming months, so the audience can stay tuned. Okay guys, so that was super fun. We stayed longer than we expected to stay. And I learned so much from both Iris and Maarten. Iris was present the whole time, so she gave her advice and her experiences as well. And I think I can say that auto-cueing, I don't know, I thought I would be better at doing it. And then I tried it and I was like, oh, because it's not the text that you wrote yourself, you have no idea how it will, pronounce right or how to do intonations right. But in the end, after practicing or getting the tips, it was actually, doable and really interesting to see how that studio works and how people edit and do the production and how they do the interviewing, including all the questions, how they ask questions, how to stay sharp. Yeah, I learned a lot. I'm very hyped up.